Correct. Unless they made him take out his headphone. All right, session 43, and when you all teleported back to the city to deal with biting lash, um, do you all just want to say that you hired Rita and Ruck as temporary guides?
Sure.
Or would you guys rather find them in the desert?
I feel like finding them in the desert would probably be better for a few reasons. One, because otherwise it means that they were here for all the giant stuff too, right? And then two, temporary guides might not want to be going into the cursed city like we are.
Yeah, good point. And if from last session, you all had met with Mother Moon Knight, I believe was her full name, Mother Moon at least, and you had won over the respect and admiration of the Ash Giants by solving their problem, which was defeating the colossal scorpion.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was.
Made that scorpion our bitch. Booyah. And I didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah, it was definitely a quick combat. Okay, and you know, just a brief recap. She had talked to you about the ancient city and Samian Door, his evil starting to wake up. That your mere presence in the city could be enough to wake it up. And let's see, she said that the Ash Giant clan had saw Count Laos traveling to the holy city, but he had entered the sacred ground before our people could catch him. He wasn't alone. He had many small folk kowtowed in his wake. She called him a fool, but even a fool can awaken the World Eater. And she went on to tell you about the Forbidden City of Nesvaran. She informed you all that it was a dead city, abandoned by all but those who can gaze into the apocalypse and survive. She talked a little bit about the Seeded, which is the World Eater's children, and she talked some about the city being strange buildings looming and twisting, and they rise too high and at strange angles without warnings. I'm sorry, without windows. Um, she talked about three pillars stranger than all the others, which you figured out she was talking about the set of the Star Stelae, and how she had slept beneath each pillar one night, and she would awaken with overwhelming urges to consume or doubt or revel, and she gave you a warning of beware the sleepers below, They sing, they whistle, they whisper, and they promise to consume all that live. They can taste your very breath. One lies on the western end. And she said that, you know, she wouldn't help you, but she wouldn't hinder you at all. You know, it's her deity's will if the world ends or if it's saved. You know, she won't help out, but she did say that. You know, if you all get in trouble and her magic would delay your own death, you know, seek her out. And after defeating the scorpion, she said that she would inform the clans and, you know, the patrols and so forth that, you know, you all were not welcome, but you were free to pass without harassment from anyone you encounter ash giant wise. And do you want to take an overnight rest before headed back out into the desert?
Sure. But we'll, you know, be very much on our guard around the giants. Also, if you're trying to figure out a good way to introduce Rita and Rock, one thing we could do, if you'd prefer, is when we went back to Casimir to pick up some supplies before teleporting to Biting Lash, we could just say that we stopped by the Mysterium there to check in on things, and Rita and Rock are chasing after Laos for other reasons or something, and we bring them with us? Unless you have something else you'd rather do.
No, that works for me.
So yes, technically that means they would have been with us for everything, but... So congrats, you're scorpion killers now. Easy.
Yeah, it was an awesome fight. What, 4/5 of a round? Poor Rampage didn't even get to Rampage.
No.
And Rita and Rock, the overall goal is the party is out to find Count Laos. They were traded for him to perpetuate his plan of evil, which is stealing the Necronomicon and raising one of the great old ones. So this entire adventure, they've been one step behind Count Laos, and in the Slaver City, there's a museum that stores magical artifacts that had the Necronomicon in it, and from where Laos broke in and set off a whole bunch of alarms, and you're chasing Laos for some wrong that he did to you all, and you meet the party, and if everyone would like to describe their characters, who would like to go first?
So Eric is a bard, slender, a lot more dexterous, follower of Shellen, likes to orate and tell stories of, you know, great heroes of the past and romantic tales and all that sort of stuff.
And Poppy is a female gnome fighter with an Earthbreaker. Rampage.
Oh, it's my turn now? Okay, I'm just really handsome. Just really good-looking guy, just gotta say. And I throw bombs and stuff, too. I'm the alchemist. But I look good doing it.
That's always important. That's important.
It's all about priorities.
It is. Definitely.
Absolutely. Rita?
One sec. Thing. Yeah. Okay, that's super weird. I guess it was wrong matter. My sheet's kind of blank for some reason, but it's still technically there. It's just a weird bug with it with Instagrams. Anyways, I actually thought it was pronounced Rida, but that's fine. Is a druid. She seems pretty like fit. I guess you've seen her combat abilities. She's mostly into shape change. Into oozes are her specialty. She normally has a pretty indifferent about what's going on. But she does understand the urgency to catch up. Yeah, I think that's. Is there anything else? Good.
Alright, and then Ruck is, I'm a monkey, rogue horizon walker, really good at terrain stuff, particularly the terrain I'm in. Yeah, that's about it.
Cool.
So I have a lot of knowledges. What would I recognize your monkey race as?
Vanara.
Okay.
I'm also very uncharismatic.
That's okay, I have enough charisma for the whole party.
Ain't that the truth? Okay, and let's see, I gave you an overnight rest. Everyone's on the party sheet. Everyone's on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone is on the map. And let's see, you would be on your 6th day now in the desert.
One second.
No. That's the 12th. Okay, and if you have no further questions for the Ash Giants, we'll break camp.
All else equal, I think we'd still like to get away from these guys as quickly as possible.
No problem, and you know, the entire time that you're spending with the Ash Giants, you really haven't felt threatened at all.
They literally can put their hand on our shoulder in a reassuring pat and give us leprosy.
But you know, they're just amazed with the speed and the efficiency that you handled the monstrous scorpion. You know, the only
What
one.
percent of the giants know the word efficiency in the first place?
Well, you know, they just know it was damn quick.
Okay.
And, you know, the only person they remotely look down upon is Steph because he just stood around and didn't do anything during the battle.
Why do we put up with him?
I was busy combing my hair. Where's Steph? I'm combing my hair. I'll be out in a minute.
So, next morning, you all say your goodbyes to the Ash Giants, and off you go into the desert. And you actually have even more specific directions after talking with Mother Grim Moon. And let's day 13. You travel for an entire day. And you know, according to the directions and landmarks that were provided to you, that tomorrow you're going to arrive at the city. And you all set up camp. Camp for the night, watches posted. You're all sleeping very uneasily through the night. And, you know, you're having very weird dreams and so forth. And where's the city? Okay. The next morning you break camp and continue on for the day. And about midways during the day, you start to see the Forbidden City. And you are approaching from the west of the city. And you see, true to Mother Moon's description, there's architecture that you've never seen the likes of. These tall, twisting towers, um, just they really make no sense. All of them are windowless. Um, from a distance, you can tell that the streets appear not to be very wide. You can see that millennia of erosion and seismic aftershocks have gradually toppled some of the towers and these senseless arches, but you know, many of them still remain. And these towers average about 400 feet high. And as you approach, you can tell that there is a lake on the northwest end of the city. And you're not hearing any sounds. It feels completely abandoned.
So this is an overview of the city?
Yes, it is.
So I assume the map's not to scale then?
Uh,
Otherwise, it's a lake that's like 100 feet across. And or are you saying the image is an overview of the city?
yeah,
Or,
the map image is an overview. And
oh, but presumably the city is not only 200 feet across, though, right? So it's not to scale.
no, it's
No,
not to scale.
There's a scale. There's a scale at the bottom.
What is that scale in? I can't.
I
tell.
don't know, but there is one.
Okay. How
Yeah.
big is the lake supposed to be?
It's a good sized lake. Let's see if I've got a
170?
color map of that printed.
Maybe one you can read the scale at the bottom. If I was to guess, that's 400 feet from the entire thing, but
Streams of the Yellow King.
which would make that lake massive. Well, actually, not really that massive. Actually, quarter of a mile is not that big of a lake, actually.
No, not really. And let's see if the DM's map's any clearer.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That would make sense.
Yeah, good job. None of it's readable. And let's see what the lake. You know the pictures from out west that you see of the meteorite crater in Utah or Arizona, wherever it's at? That would probably be a good approximation of the size of this lake.
Okay, so and then all of those rocks is like are those towers or?
Those are the towers. It's natural basalt that has been carved and through magical means into these weird and twisting shapes.
And where are we right now, roughly?
You're the P on the map on the southwest end.
P for party.
Well, unless somebody has a better idea, I guess we just walk east and enter the city proper.
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Now, before we go in to the city itself, I'm going to cast a few spells.
Probably a good idea.
So each one of these lumps is like a city block. Is that what I'm looking at here?
Those are buildings.
Yeah, they're actual buildings.
Oh, okay. So each one's a building. It's just
Yeah.
All right,
Those
looks
are
like
the weirdest fucking buildings you've ever seen, apparently.
Yeah,
gonna say
they're 400 feet tall. They twist, they turn. They don't have any water, and let's say that that lake is probably roughly a mile across.
So you're saying that we're in Hong Kong?
Apparently.
Is there laundry strung between the buildings?
No.
And everything's neon lit.
If there's a bunch of hookers with hairy armpits, I'm out of here.
So is
Minus
Poppy?
the hookers with hairy armpits, this could arguably also be Tokyo.
This is true, or anywhere in Korea.
What would have I observed about Ruck in terms of the fights we would have gotten into? What exactly would he have been doing overall?
I see you have heightened awareness also.
Basically, just attacking with his 2 weapons the whole time. Doesn't do anything fancy. Flanks if he can.
Okay, screw it, whatever.
Wait, we've seen the new guy fight already?
He's been with us the entire desert time since we went
Do you guys forget? We were both there for those both fights.
Gosh, how could you forget?
I mean,
I don't know. I had to take my headphones out for a while to concentrate on counting cash to close out a register. So.
Yeah, it happens. You know, sometimes you just forget.
They moved
I even
so
have
quick you didn't even see them.
Do I even have any long-term problems? I have bark skin, I guess. I could myself. Yeah, screw it.
The rubble at the center of the map in between the buildings and the lake, that's all the crumbled buildings from aftershocks and God knows what else.
Alright, I think that's all I'm going to do for right now.
We're looking for a guy, right? I have a pretty good idea. We're going to try to sniff him out. Would that be beneficial to us?
Quite sure what you mean.
I mean, if he's been here, we can get a good idea whereabouts in the city he is.
Actually, that's interesting. Do we see any tracks from like the previous caravan that came here?
Yes, you can see tracks that and you know, there's wind damage to the tracks and so forth, but you can make out a caravan tracks headed to the city.
Oh, that's also useful, I guess.
Yeah, the one guy is part of an expedition now. So there's technically a lot of people that you are looking for.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Bloodhound on myself then.
Gotta follow the tracks.
Give me assistance once we get off the.
Hey, Rampage, you want to hand out any of your bark skin extracts?
I can do that.
Self spell.
How many do you have available?
Let's see here. Let me scroll down. Barkskin, I have 3. Did you hear that okay? I have 3.
Yeah, so Rita's put in bark skin on herself.
I only have 2
This is
casts.
This is the awkward thing where we're getting more people in the party and casting some of the buffs on the whole party. This becomes harder.
So
in theory, Rampage, in theory, Steph, how much do you care about Barkskin on yourself if you're trying to stay away from enemies in the first place?
Oh, I don't think I need it. I can cast like displacement on myself. I can fly. I can do gaseous form on myself. So I put it on you three.
Why don't you give it to Poppy, Ruck, and Eric then?
Okay. And then how do I select you guys if you're not on the map? Do I?
You can control click on our portraits on the combat tracker.
Oh, that's what it is.
There you go. Or just drag the effect onto the combat tracker.
Okay, so Bloodhound is just a straight better buff than awareness for now. Except for the knowledge part.
So that was Poppy, Balkoth, and Ruck.
Yep.
Did that work? Yep, looks like it worked. Okay.
Okay. As you all start to enter the Lost City, you know, you're still amazed at this tangle of dark towers, and the streets being laid out really make no sense at all. And you know, you'll go down one and you'll find that it's a dead end, and you work your way backtrack and so forth. And
Oh, well, if we follow, here's my question. If we follow the track, where are they going? Or is it once it's in the city, it's gone? The tracks are disappearing.
yeah, once you're in the city, you're not finding any tracks as of yet.
Can I try scent then? Maybe I can smell the tracks and try to track via that.
Yeah, you can give it a shot.
I have a very, very good perception for it.
Okay, you do pick up on a scent that's giving you a northerly direction, and you all start to work your way through the maze of the streets, and you know, you come upon an intersection in the town, and before you get to the intersection, you know, you're probably 20 or 30 feet away. You catch a sight of a traveler going down the road. And, you know, he's just out of your sight within a matter of seconds. You know, you're looking down the street, and, you know, you're blocked by another building. But you can see that he is headed to the north.
Oh, let's catch up then.
Sure.
How tall are these buildings again?
How tall?
Yeah.
On average, about 400 feet.
There's such a fucking nut city.
And as you run up to the intersection and turn to the north the way the traveler went, you don't see him. And, you know, unless he saw you and took off running, you just get an eerie feeling that, you know, he just vanished.
Well,
Um,
are we pretty sure of a spot that we did see him?
Yeah, you saw him go across the intersection, you know, 20 feet in front of you.
Okay, so if Rita uses her scent ability to try to track that, is she smelling anything at that spot?
yeah, go to where I saw him step.
No, you're not picking up on any different scent,
Well, that's concerning.
and if you guys want to roll perception or survival to look for tracks on the ground.
Do that too.
Good rolls. Uh, you are finding some older tracks going in multiple directions. However, you're not seeing any fresh set of tracks.
Did I get a decent look at this fellow before he vanished, or is it other people?
Yeah, you know, it looked like the like a hireling that you would grab for an expedition.
But did it look like some kind of ghost or anything? Can I tell by the way it was walking? Did it look undead? Did it look construct-like?
No, it looked 100% real to you.
But then Rita's not picking up any kind of scent or tracks from it.
Correct. The scent that she's picking up is distant, I guess.
I still have the other scent, is what you're saying.
Right.
But I didn't. This guy just nothing.
This guy, you have nothing.
Well, just keep following the older scent then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you're going down through the street, you know, there's several side streets that, once again, don't make any sense, but as you're passing one of them, you hear screaming coming from down one of the alleyways, and you can hear people talking that, you know, they're in shock that there's these tentacles growing from the screaming person's skin. And, you know, you catch a faint sound of, you know, hey, we need to burn the body. But it's up ahead and just to the right, you know, 20, 30 feet for the street where the sound appears to be coming from.
Okay, we'll go look.
Yeah.
Okay, you reach the place where this most likely happened, and there's no one there, but you do find this charred stain on the ground.
If I detect magic on it, am I sensing anything?
No, you're not.
Just to play it safe, if I check for invisible things, do I see anything invisible or ethereal?
No, you do not.
Am I able to deduce that this is probably some kind of time magic, like stuff that happened in the past?
You have a suspicion that that might be true.
Okay, well, we keep going then.
Okay, and you know, you continue down the path that you were on, where you found the charred stain on the ground, and you know, you were able to tell that you know, someone was burnt there.
How old does it look?
um, really, a week or so.
So it's recent.
And as you're moving down, you hear, "We're turning right here. I have foreseen this path before." And it's coming from up ahead of you, but it's bouncing off the buildings, and you know, it's echoed several times.
Okay, we ignore it and keep following the track that Rita's following.
Okay, eventually, working your way down through the streets, you come upon this dark basalt tower. It is definitely 400 feet tall. It's got these really severe corners, and the sides are concave, and but it appears to like bulge outward. And most notably, you see that there's a broad set of stone double doors. Ahead of you, and actually got a map coming your way. And um,
I gotta apologize for that for a sec. My dog pooped on the floor in front of me while I was looking at him. He's just staring right at me. I don't know. He's never done this before.
Is this a large dog?
He's a puppy. He's gonna be large, but he's only like 30 pounds right now.
That doesn't even count as a poop.
It's gonna be 100 though, so he's working his way there.
too funny. As you're still, you know, a couple hundred feet away from this tower, but it's coming in view, and you can see two hirelings standing out in front of the building.
They look ready to fight? Ready to tangle?
No, really, they're just conversing amongst themselves at the time.
Like small talk, or are they talking about other stuff?
Really, you're a couple hundred feet away. It just appears to be mindless banter from where you're at.
Okay. I am going to cast invisibility on myself from a wand and suggest that anyone else who can approach quietly or unseen move up, and everyone else just stay ready and try to see if we can gather any information.
Alright, I'll stealth up with you.
Alright, so I am now invisible, and I'll move up quietly, trying to see if I can eavesdrop more in the conversation.
Okay.
By the way, side note real fast. Ruck, how do you do you have plus 20 for both deserts and urban?
I have terrain bond.
What's that?
Lets me treat the current terrain I'm in as my favorite terrain, my highest favorite terrain.
Welcome to Horizon Walker. You just have to go. You just got to send him to one of the planes he doesn't have favorite. There's only like 2.
Okay. As you are sneaking forward, let's see.
Oh, we're sneaky. Roll still. Oh, he's for sneaky. Sorry.
Their distorted voices start to become clearer, and you can hear them. Okay, yeah, wish I would have pointed that out a little better. Um, as you all are stealthing forward, the voices start to become clearer, and you hear the word Necronomicon. You hear where is the door to get in this place, and their form starts to change as you get closer, and you don't think you think it's like an hallucination that you're having that's causing them to change form instead of they're doing a shape change or any type of illusion. But standing in front of the doors, you see 2 of these winged individuals. And some of you all might remember him from one of them from the Mysterium.
And these are. So we think we're hallucinating this.
You think that this is their true form, and that the being the hirelings was probably the hallucination. You've heard strange voices. You've heard screaming. You've seen people that just like disappeared. So, but
Wow, these guys are very cool.
yeah, the closer you get, the more you see these rather large individuals with flaming wings.
Are they still conversing like they were before?
Yeah, and you know, you're close enough now that once again they're still talking about where the hell is the door. There's got to be a way into this tower.
Okay, so let's take a step back here for a second. Do we see the doors right there?
Yes, you do see the doors.
So how come we can see the doors, but they can't?
Didn't quite get that, Sheer.
Sorry, I'm on a bus now. How come we can see the doors, but they can't?
He's asking how we can see the door and they can't.
You're not really sure at this point.
Now, do these look truly corrupted like the other ones did? Like the previous one did?
No.
Okay, I thought like the flaming wings was due to them being corrupted, but just these are flaming wings. What would I, with my planar knowledge, know? Because these are like archons or something, right?
Yes, they are. Extenders, you know, they can, they are, and they are heaven's sensors. They scour the plains for text containing information too evil or too dangerous to be allowed to exist. You know, like the Necronomicon, the Book of the Dead, yada yada yada.
You think they'll help us, kind of people?
The first one that you encountered was definitely corrupted, but these, you're not getting that sense of evil.
Here's the next question. What senses do I know that they possess?
Like smell and sight.
Yeah.
um, you know
Eyes
that
and ears.
they probably, all the senses except, they don't breathe. So, smell is probably out.
No, I meant like in terms of a lot of outsiders have things like true seeing, for example.
Oh, yes, they do. Wow, that is not on the character sheet. They do. Oh, there we go. Yes, they do have true seeing. Um, you also know that they can turn themselves invisible.
Do they look invisible to me right now?
No, they are very visible. You can see them just as plain as you can see the doors.
And they have not reacted to us even though they can see through my invisibility?
No, they haven't become aware of your presence yet. They are really focused. They're examining the rock. They're talking back and forth to one another. And You know, you can see one's running his hand across the door and can't find the door, even with true seeing.
Alright, well, I will step into view and hail them then. Say, hail mighty extenders, what brings you to this forbidden place?
I'll say stealth off to the side.
Okay, they turn and face you, and they're instantly on guard, and you know they're bringing out their flaming swords, and you know, who are you? Identify yourselves.
I'm Eric, a bard of Shellen. My companions are here seeking Count Laus. I presume you may be chasing him as well.
Um, uh, we seek an item in the city. We don't know the name of Laos.
And what item might that be?
And um, right this second, they're not very forthcoming with information. Neutral good.
How far back am I since I didn't stealth back up? Can I see this conversation happening now?
Yeah, you sure can. And let's see.
I'll just walk up, I guess.
And Poppy.
Yeah, me and Poppy can walk up.
Wow. And we'll check a Doolean. Oh, none of you made it easy. One cleric in the group. That's all you need. um, yeah, you know, they tell you that they're searching for something, and they, more importantly, why are you here?
Like I said, we're chasing after Count Laus, who is trying to bring Zamendor into this world and consume it. We are trying to stop him.
When you mention that name, you know, you can see recognition in their eyes, and you know they you know, what do you know of Zamian Door? And how are you trying to stop him?
By any means necessary. For the latter, for the former, that he's one of the great old ones, and he's trying, Laus is, we're guessing, trying to summon him or something and bring him to this world to consume it. We're kind of hazy on the details, admittedly.
And yes, we are. Uh, you notice that the attitude softens just a little, and it's like we are here seeking an ancient text um, that may be related to your mission as well.
Or what is that?
We seek the Necronomicon.
Are you here to avenge your sibling, brother in arms? Not sure quite what the relationship between you would be.
Uh, what exactly do you mean by our brother in arms? Have
Well,
you met
there was
one of us before?
Another Extender Archon who was assigned to guard the Necronomicon and some other texts in the Mysterium. Unfortunately, Laos somehow managed to corrupt him.
We have heard that our brother fell victim to the evil, and you all are the ones that um, relieved him of his evil.
I mean, I didn't. They did.
You know, what's a nice way of saying, oh, you're the ones that killed him?
Unfortunately, yes, we didn't see an alternative. It was a great loss that day.
Yes, indeed, it was. And, you know, we found out that the gentleman that you call Laos was responsible for stealing the Necronomicon. And we have been sent to recover the text because it is much too dangerous to exist unguarded in this world.
Presumably that's why it was in the Mysterium.
In the Mysterium, it was protected.
Well, we are one of our goals is to deliver the tome back to the Mysterium so it can be properly protected again. Any assistance you could give us in this task would be appreciated.
Yeah, you want to try diplomacy on that?
And here he is, that master of misinformation,
Mr. Know-It-All.
Culture fans.
Um, you, they, they talk about, you know, they don't begrudge you for ending, you know, their brother's existence. You know, better to be dead than be corrupted. And, you know, it was an honor for him to fall in the line of duty. And, you know, as they've stated, they are searching for the Necronomicon, and with a slightly less than demanding tone, you know, they say that they want you to find the Necronomicon and return it to them, and you know they would give you treasure in exchange for the actual book.
While I appreciate the gesture, we have made a promise to return it to the Mysterium. Surely you're not asking us to break our word for such a noble guarding place.
We won't make you break your promise, but we do expect to be informed the minute that you find the Necronomicon, so that we may provide additional protection for you while you deliver it to the Mysterium.
Of course.
How do we contact you?
Am I the only one that smells bullshit on that statement?
Can I just pray to them? I don't really know how angels work here.
Technically, they're archons, not angels.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know the difference. They got wings?
They're good outsiders with wings, right? And they're not devils or demons or anything else with wings.
I really hope that Eric is just sitting there just explaining this to me as I'm looking at them. Like, yeah, but they're angels.
Archons are lawful good outsiders from heaven. Direct enforcers of the deities in many cases, and serene and protecting against dangerous information.
Do neutral gods use good angels to help them?
Wait, you just said archons are lawful good outsiders from heaven?
Yes.
So they're angels.
Yeah, they're angels from heaven.
Angels can be of any good alignment. You can have lawful good, neutral good, or chaotic good angels. Angels go all the way across the celestial realms. Archons are lawful good, Azatas are chaotic good, and
so they're like a subset of angels.
No, the angels are more like a category, a separate category. Angels are always humanoid. The others can be very different.
I see. So they're kind of like angels.
They're kind of like angels, yes.
And they tell you that, just yell out their name, and they will hear you when you find the Necronomicon.
Well, that's crazy.
They do state that, don't try to steal the Necronomicon and use it for yourself, or, they will stop you.
Uh-huh.
And,
what can the Necronomicon do anyways? What type of cool purposes should we not use it for?
They look at you and, it's a book of inherent evil, and really you probably shouldn't even open it.
To be completely honest, I think the fact that our former employer is trying to use this book to summon an elder god so he can eat it should probably answer that question.
Oh, he wants to eat, so he doesn't want the god to eat him, he wants to eat the god.
He's trying to raise the god and hoping that, he gets, as a reward, a position of power.
Like the last person consumed or something?
Yes.
Oh, because you said he wanted to consume it, so that sounded like he wanted to try. That sounded like he thought he was strong enough to eat this fucking thing.
To be fair, that sounds pretty metal. I summon an old god and then I eat it.
I really want to know what the people eavesdropping on the bus, you know, listening to Sheer have this conversation are thinking.
Oh no, I'm walking down the street now.
Hey, honey, don't look. We got a weirdo on the bus. Zamian Dor, the great old one, is the world eater. And, you know, in the end, he wants to corrupt and pretty much just devour the world.
Eat. Gluttony is a sin, so.
One thing I will clarify to the Archons is say, just so we have no misunderstanding, the Mysterium understands that we may have to take a few extra hours or days to stop Laos even if we find the Necronomicon. We cannot depart immediately. Unless, of course, we happen to find the Necronomicon with Laos and defeat him, in which case we can depart immediately. Unfortunately, unless you know more than we do, we really don't know what will happen here.
As long as we are able to provide protection, you know, our mission truly does rank higher than the Mysteriums.
Well, and assuming that we can trust these guys not to run off with the fucking thing themselves, can't we, if we find the Necronomicon but we do not find Laos, can't we just have them return it to the Mysterium while we go find Laos?
Well, here's the slightly awkward part. What if we need to do some kind of ritual to follow Laos that involves the Necronomicon?
Well, then I will be in a completely different town. Y'all can have fun with that.
We will, you know, we understand that there are complexities and, you know, finding the Necronomicon is important to us. Also, stopping Zamian Dor from awakening is very important. So, you know, we're not going to be total dicks about it. But we do expect you to inform us when you find it so that we can keep an eye on you and it.
You have my oath on Shellen's beauty that we will inform you when we find the Necronomicon. We intend to return to the Mysterium as soon as possible, and have no intention of using it for our own gain or benefit.
And they believe you. And they say that our search here has hit a dead end, and they are going to search a different part of the city. At which point they spread their wings and off they go.
Wait, shouldn't someone ask why they can't see the fucking door?
Yeah, as they're leaving, I'm saying, so what about the door right there?
You know, they think they would have covered that.
Wow. So there's literally no given reason why they can't see that door.
Rida and Ruck, you can't see the door. Now, let me clarify a little bit. You two cannot see the door. The rest of the party can.
Oh, in that case, this clearly has something to do with the fact that we had our brains fucked with.
Exactly. You were sacrificed, your minds are sacrificed to the mad poet, and that is the reason that you can see the door. And the part that they did not cover, they talk about the ascenders can't see the door. You have to be, one of Aeon door seated ones, or, in the case of you guys, be mind swapped or sacrificed where you can see the door. And it all talks about them demanding that you turn the Necronomicon over to them, and then they take off to examine other parts of the city. It does not cover them going in the door, or, hey, what about that door right there?
What door? Can we go back to how big they are? Like Iron Giant stuff here.
Yeah, they're a huge outsider.
Also, they don't have mouths. That's creepy.
So technically, this whole conversation has been like telepathic, hasn't it, from their side?
Yes, it has. So we're just going to assume that they don't hear you and just continue flying away.
Okay.
Because these guys would tilt the battle just a little bit.
You think?
What battle? We'll go in and I'll convince Laos of the errors of his ways, and he'll give us the tome, and we'll be done.
No, I don't.
Or he summons a god and we easily defeat it by eating it.
I mean, that is what oozes do, right? You ooze all over him?
Oh, I'll just ooze right up to that eater. I'll show him Eater World.
Okay, so half of you can see the massive stone doors in front of you, and the other half are like, what are you all talking about?
Well, luckily I don't have to open the door, so what's now? What now, guys? No door, no way in.
Okay, well, I can see a door, and I suspect I'm probably not the only one. So I'll walk over to the door and I'll examine to see if I'm noticing anything odd about it. Do I notice anything that strikes me as unusual besides the fact that other people apparently can't see it?
Sorry, I was muted. They appear to be normal stone doors. With your knowledges and so forth, and the proximity of Zamian Door and him starting to awaken, you figure that it's the evil influence that is preventing people from seeing these doors. You actually have to be touched by him in order to see them.
Okay, so I guess I push the door open. Is it locked?
No, they are not locked.
So once I push the door open, do Rita and Ruck see like a gap just appear in the tower wall? Does it still look like a solid wall to them?
Yeah, they see a gap open up, and wow, that's cool. How the hell did you do that?
Magic.
Huh. I guess there was a door there.
I never doubted.
I was... Because you could see it.
But, yeah,
You'd have to be some kind of fool to not be able to see it, right?
Yeah.
It's right there on my screen.
Alright, so I opened the door.
Okay.
Oh god, is this going to be one of those, like, all the stairs loop back on each other somehow? Like that stupid picture?
No, they do not loop back. um, Opening the doors, you see the walls of this hall. They bulge and curve with unsettling uh, organic concavities. You can see thousands of etchings tracing their way down the walls, and it looks as if the walls were scarred by roots or marred by burrowing worms. You see three staircases arching and dipping and intertwining as they ascend uh, dizzyingly to a series of hexagonal passageways higher above. Um, and through your peripheral vision, it seems like the walls are flexing and contracting. It's almost like the tower itself is breathing.
Well, that's not spooky at all.
And the stairs are ascending at inconsistent angles, and sometimes they climb like ladders, and other times they descend several feet to weave underneath another staircase, and then they take an odd angle and go back up. And out of game note, all the stairs are difficult terrain. And let's see.
I think stairs are only difficult terrain if you're going up them.
And Eric, can I get you to make a perception? And you do notice some movement coming from towards the back of the room. And you can make out three um, three hirelings of Count Lau's. And let's see.
And do I recognize any of them with my memory back from things that I recall in the past? Are they fellow co-workers?
No, you do not recognize them, and
But for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure they're hirelings of Count Laos.
yeah, just judging by their desert
Their name tags.
attire and so forth, you know, they're all wearing T-shirts that says Team Laos, and
They're cheering actually right now. They're saying, "Wow, wow, wow."
Oh, alright, I'll call out and say... I guess I'm technically invisible right now, aren't I?
not unless you went back.
Pretty back invisible. Never left invisibility, did I?
You didn't need to. Remember, they could see through his invisibility.
Yeah, they had truth seen.
And let's see. yeah, you can tell that there's and give me just a second here. um, you can see that there are two tentacles uh, growing out of the bodies of each one of these hirelings.
Oh, and I was thinking Sandala would look kind of cute too. Why do the old gods have to screw up everything?
She is a babe. But they are aware of your presence.
Like my presence specifically, because I opened the door, or
Well, yeah, they're aware that the door opened.
all right, I'll call out and say, "Looks like we finally found you. We're the reinforcements. Where do you want us?"
They look in. They look in the direction of the door, and you know they're trying to locate who said that, but they're not replying.
All right, I will move slightly over there and drop my invisibility. And I realize we're not officially in initiative yet, so to speak. But just in case, am I able to effectively be like in total defense just in case they decide that they don't want to talk and start shooting at me? Because it's not like I'm really flat-footed because I know they're there, right?
Well, you just opened the one door, right?
Yes.
So when you slid to the left, you're behind a closed door.
Oh, I assumed I opened the door on the left. That I was right there.
Oh, I thought you were over one. Okay, so yeah, you open the door, and you know you can go in total defense, and
And then I'll. I guess technically you can't. You can't drop it on the same time as me. So whatever. So I'll screw it. I'll drop the invisibility, which is a standard action, so I can't be defensive on the same turn. But now I'm visible. Say hello. Are you okay? Is Laos safe?
you know, Sandella steps forward, and she's got her long spear out, threateningly, and you can just tell that she appears to be like mad, as in crazy mad, not angrily mad.
Oh, good. That would have been worse if it's the other way around.
I know, right? It's like, wow, what did I do?
So, if y'all want to change positions and get closer to the door and roll for initiative.
Real quick before we... Yeah, obviously, but... Shape change is allowed, right? Like wild shape, like it's technically a spell. So that functions like V-shapes, so I assume it's a allowed ability. Do supernatural abilities have any, like, when they're supernatural pretending to be a spell, do they, like, remove the... I don't know what...
As far as I know, though, they would take a standard action and they'd be visible and noticeable.
Okay. Well, there's what you have to do is loud speaking voice. So I say, obviously all the spells are actually you just shout their name. Perfect. Perfect formation. Anyways,
And there we go, final.
oh, I get to add. I can expire an ability and actually add 4. Can you add 4 to my roll, my initiative roll?
Yeah, sure can.
By the way, when I'm just looking at these and the tentacles coming out of them, am I able to determine anything about those tentacles or their general state? Like, with my knowledge, what would I know about that? Is there anything I could tell? Are they look human, right?
Yeah.
So
they look human. You're pretty sure that they're no longer living humans.
Oh.
Man.
So does that? Sorry, go on.
And that they have since picked up some undead traits.
So, for example, that means they're immune to non-lethal damage then?
Yes, they do have undead traits. They're immune to non-lethal, they have, they resist cold, electric, fire.
But the point is we can't, like, subdue them to question them or something because they're immune to non-lethal damage. And they're undead, so as soon as they're reduced to 0 hit points, they're instantly destroyed, right?
Yep.
Ah, what a waste. And they're dead, so it's not like we can just try to cure disease or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but they don't look so good.
Yeah, short of, destroying them, there's not really any cure for it.
Can you... Oh, because they become undead, we can't really revive them either, right?
You'd need, like... You'd need I guess you could do resurrection with a piece of their remains, maybe, but that also, they have to be willing to come back as well. So, depending upon... I don't know.
Oh man, that would suck to waste all that money and be like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, oh.
Because they can tell the alignment of who's raising them, so... Like, again, I don't know what they were like in life, but if they're hirelings of Laos, and it's entirely possible / probable they might not have been the nicest people, right? So if I'm just going to the worst case scenario. Let's say you're a chaotic, evil, assassin, cutthroat, murderer or something, right? And they're like, oh look, a lawful good cleric is raising me. You might not want to accept that.
You got a phone call from a lawful good cleric.
Because, you'd be...
charges?
Yeah. So, they might not really be high on your list of priorities to go back to.
Maybe they're just regular evil, and they'll be like, ah, shit, look at these guys.
Okay, Ruck, you are up.
Alright, so I'm guessing, based on how they look, that this isn't their favorite. These guys are not native to this terrain.
Correct.
Alright, that sucks.
Here's a question. With my knowledge, what terrain would these infested undead be native to?
The negative flight? That's a good question. What would a plane that native? That's quite the question, huh?
And it doesn't even have to be an entire plane, though in these cases it may be, right? So
It's just their native terrain.
Yeah, so like a frost giant, right? It doesn't matter whether you're in the hell, if it's the frozen hells, but you're still in like the, I don't know if actually it applies to planes, but presumably anytime you're in like frozen mountains, you'd get bonuses against frost giants or something, right?
Well, it counts all lands.
Okay, well, at least in the normal world, if you find any frost,
Yeah.
any frozen mountains anywhere in the normal world, you get a bonus against frost giants or something like that if you're fighting them there.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
That does matter here for my damage attack rolls.
I'll look it up. So we'll figure it out.
Because truly they are an augmented human.
Oh, well then. Would that
Are they humanoid, or are they? What is their base creature type? Can we tell?
They were human.
Right, but like in terms of favorite enemy, what would they count as? Human, undead? I would guess undead if you said that they're considered undead, right?
Yeah, I would say undead for sure.
But I don't care about the favorite enemy part. I care about what their terrain is.
Sure.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, are undead from urban areas? Like, I guess it matters what type of undead.
Yeah, let's go urban areas. Sounds good.
Well, we're in an urban area right now, so...
Yeah, that's why I suggested.
And they haven't taken their action, so they should be considered flat-footed, correct?
Correct.
Alright, so that gives me sneak attack. I'll move there and attack.
And you have 40 base speed right now?
Yep, I get 10 extra from my terrain dominance of the plains.
It's a very cool class, Belkov. It's actually probably one of the better prestige classes.
Do I get my offhand as well?
Hey, when you say for the planes, what do you mean? Like, which plane are we talking about?
Like, Midwestern.
Astral?
No, like Midwestern plains, like Earthly plains.
Well, aren't we in an urban environment right now?
No,
terrain dominance plains gives me a flat plus 10 to my base speed. That's what it does.
Yeah.
No matter which terrain you're in?
Yep.
Yes. It's he gets special abilities. Just like you only get 3 of them, but you get special abilities everywhere. On top of the other nonsense is from the other buffs. This is it. This is a third feature it has. Yeah. So planes it's actually an untyped bonus too, which is pretty decent.
Okay.
And do I get my offhand hits?
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
No. I mean, he's making a move and attack. You'd only get 1 swing.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. I'm so used to your rules. That's all I can do then.
Oh, really? When you're dual wielding, even if you do a standard attack, you don't get to attack with your offhand?
Nope.
Wow,
in fact, there's the dual 2-weapon fighter, which gives you at like level 9 the ability to do that, and you can't do it until like level 13 with attacks of opportunity.
Man, that's dumb.
So these DNA strands running around the room, those are stairs, was that right?
Correct.
So they are an obstacle? Like you can't like shoot through them?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they would provide cover just because they're a DNA strand, is probably a good explanation. They'll go up, they'll go down. I mean, they're make no sense at all.
Okay, so they're not like just regular stairs going up.
Right.
Okay, so I have to move around them to get. All right, just a sec here. don't see any real good, so I'm going to move.
Jack.
To there. And I'm going to cast displacement on myself.
McDonald's? Okay.
Kelshan, your turn.
Okay, let's see. He is going to move down. And he is going to throw a throwing axe at you.
He misses.
Yep.
That's how Steffi rolls.
And Steph, you notice as the axe misses you, it kind of curves in the air and returns back to him.
Oh, he's one of those guys. Okay.
Attack me?
And is that a he or she? That's a he. Yeah, actually, he is gonna duck under the stairs and just kind of duck out of sight.
Okay. I use my standard action to shapeshift. So this button. This is one of those. And I should probably move one. Like to stay. I'm done.
Oh, I guess that makes it my turn.
That's normally how that works.
Okay, the battle's over. Poppy's in the game now.
Oh, I still have to get to somebody.
Throw your shields. Kill them all like Captain America.
Give her time, she will.
There is a subclass for it. That's really funny.
Well, I think I can hit Kelshan with my...
Yeah, I'd give that to you.
And it confirmed on a 2. Holy fuck. Bonk.
Okay. she is going to swing out.
Did fast healing just hurt her?
No. Why?
There's fast healing 5. Like it has the little. Isn't that the damage?
I think it's for
Icon?
both.
Is it? Interesting. Okay, that's
Well,
confusing.
here's an easy thing: is how much HP is Sandala down right now, Wintermute?
Well, you know,
What's her wounds category at?
She's
yeah,
only been attacked.
yeah, she's at 30.
So she
Okay.
healed 5,
Nope.
yeah.
It healed 5. Okay.
Yeah, she healed.
I'm just looking at that icon. And I was like, that was. It's like, is that hurting her?
And she is gonna swing her short sword while trying to hit you with 2 of these tendrils. Oh wow. And an offhand attack. I love it. And completely missed you. And I just noticed I forgot to put the old lady on the map, and she's just gonna stay outside, out of the way.
We have an old lady with us?
A mind swapped Yithian, yes.
Oh.
I will go ahead and move to there and start a bardic performance. I'm trying to decide if it's worth blowing a more powerful spell on this or not. Whatever, I have other backup spells if so. Ruck, what's your distance from Sith, from Rampage Death? More
25.
25. Okay, cool. Everyone's hasted.
Perfect. Can we go any faster? Great.
I will full attack Sandala.
I'm sorry, how many times did you just crit?
Up to 3. Did they all confirm? That looks like 35 hits, so yeah, they would all confirm.
Yeah, I don't think you missed a single attack.
Nope.
Yeah.
Is it shift to crit or control?
Shift.
It does it automatically.
Not if you do multiple attacks like that.
Normally it doesn't matter, because normally you don't crit 5 times in a row.
You mean 5 times in one attack?
No, I only crit 3 times. And she is dead.
She's not just dead, she's super dead.
I don't know if 5 would
Well, she was already dead, so don't feel bad. And then you go stand in her body.
Oh my god.
Okay.
It's actually
Making noise
corpse.
to the other guy.
It's actually corpse abuse.
Total damage is 328.
He beat my crit from that one encounter by like forever.
Okay, well, gosh, how do I top that?
You don't.
Yeah, I know.
You have to crit now.
Let's see here. So,
Wow, that was like the
What,
exact
I had-
opposite.
yeah, it was. Well, I hit
Doug
one,
there ran away
two.
from them.
I hit 3 times.
You hit twice.
Are you sure?
Yes, because you
see,
rolled
I-
one. You rolled one twice, so those both missed.
Well, but I have a total of 4 attacks.
Right. So 4 minus 2 is 2, not 3.
C4 attacks. It's 2.
But I have. What do you mean 4 minus 2? I have point blank. That's plus 1.
You did 4 attacks, and 2
Right.
of them missed, so therefore 2 hit.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I rolled 2 1s because
Yes.
I'm lucky that way.
Well, he stole all your luck. He got the 20,
Well,
you get the 1.
No, that's fine. It's fine because I looked good doing it.
Did you? Did you? Is that a thing where you're using a bow and arrow, and the arrow, like you go to pull back, and the arrow just falls out of your hand?
Hang on a second. This is why I hated when we aren't on the combat tracker earlier. You have discordant voice applying twice, and you very well might have, yeah, you have inspire courage applying twice as well. So, would a 21 have hit?
No.
Okay, so the first shot, the 24 missed, and the shot that did hit, let's say it's the first one, would do 4 less damage, so 16. And the second shot wouldn't have hit at all. And I'm removing it off people now.
No.
So you need to give him 20 points
Trevor.
back. The 16 plus
Okay.
4.
Yeah.
Do that.
They turn around.
Or would it be
18
18?
points. 18
Four-
points back.
14 plus 4, yeah, 18 points.
Uh,
In my defense, I didn't put all that stuff on me.
Yeah, no, that was my screw up.
Well, I could have used bombs and probably would have done a lot better, but it seems like overkill for
okay,
these
well,
two
we're
to
getting close.
waste a bunch of bombs.
Okay.
Considering what Ruck just did to the other
One
one.
more.
Okay, he's
She is. Wow. Or is that a he? I'm
that is
not.
a she.
Do a bigger picture. I don't really see what's going on there.
She is going to slide down, and she is going to swing a great axe at Rampage.
So, it's not that I'm trying to complain, but if she's swinging a great axe, why is she getting a one-handed power attack bonus?
Yeah, you're right. I drug the wrong one on there.
What the hell, man?
But hey, you know, she hit either way.
I'll just increase
Well-
by 2 damage.
Here's one of the reasons I'm curious. Like, would -1, or I guess...
The minus doesn't change.
Yeah, it's just a bonus of damage.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I guess if she... We're level 13, and we're fighting people with 7 BAB or less, and not even at 8 BAB? Wow.
I'm not sure she's a, how does she look like? She doesn't look like an expert fighter, right?
I mean, she's throwing axes and using a great axe, so...
Hold on, Kelsan.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, you're right. No, actually, I was looking at the wrong character sheet when I drug over power attack.
Let's just assume she misses and move on.
Nah, she hit.
Whatever.
Ooh. Hit all right.
And let's see. That would count as 20. There's 10, 20. $25, 30. He is moving down, and make sure I got the right sheet, and casting a spell.
Ooh, a spell. Fancy.
31 to try to detect what spell it is.
Fireball.
Okay.
Clearly, he doesn't give a shit about it in his companion.
Yeah, I think it would pretty much miss the companion.
I didn't see where he was moving to.
Still part of the companion space.
Shut up.
Just
Chucky,
saying.
shut up.
Okay. And
So reflex save?
that would... Yeah, that would hit Rock as well. Target everyone.
Wait, doesn't that have to be centered on a square?
No, it's centered on a corner.
Okay.
Wouldn't the stairs protect me from it?
Yeah, depending on how those stairs are set up, that would probably constitute an obstacle. But then again, I've already tried arguing the physics of fireballs in confined spaces to no avail.
That's why I don't know how it works worded in Pathfinder. I know in D&D they worded fireball and all the AoE spells just say it goes around corners. It fills that circle perfect. They just eliminated that or anyone getting into that argument. I don't know how the Pathfinder has it written for whatever spell this is.
Okay, and everyone saved. Made their
Except for
reflex
me.
save. I'm sorry, Poppy. Have some damage.
Oh darn.
Yay, it's my turn. Ah! Let's walk over to... So this circle, is it like an ongoing effect? Something I should worry about?
No, it's not.
Okay. Just,
We all just have a bad habit of leaving arrows and boxes and shit all over the place.
if I go like this, could I go under the stairs? Because obviously I can't go under the stairs where it's lower, but when it must be going higher up back here. Is this on?
Normal stairs go up, they go down. These are convoluted, twisted structures. Count the 5 feet of the stair as difficult terrain.
So like I have to climb over it.
Right.
Or underneath it or something. Okay, while I'll do this, I have 30, so yeah, that would do it if I went like this. So I'll kind of like roll over the crystal, and I will Vital Strike, which I think I have set up properly. I have not set up. I didn't cast a spell on myself. Okay. Actually, no, I lied. You liar. My Vital Strike go. Should probably check if I actually hit him. Ah, shit. Does 32 hit this guy in front of me?
Yes.
Balrock?
Yep.
Ba-da. Well,
That doesn't look right.
That
Oh
is...
wait, no, that's are the purple dice all the?
Those
That's
are
Vital
Strike's dice.
Purple stripe is Vital Strike. Regular dice are Vital Strike.
He doesn't even have Strong Jaw on.
I do not have Strong Jaw. Because that would require... Well, I want to get in here before you guys murder everyone.
Okay, so I can 5-foot step and full attack, he asks, for the bajillionth time, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna go there. Assuming I can actually stand there.
Yep.
Why do I feel like I deleted some shit by accident?
You
Oh,
probably
never mind.
delete
There.
the ready to action thing on Poppy because I don't think he's actually ready in any actions right now.
They were worth...
And the fucking fantasy grounds just crashed.
We believe in you, Poppy.
You can do it.
Well, you'll have to give me a minute to get back into the game.
Okay.
And while we're waiting on Poppy to reconnect, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Be right back.
Oh, you're not allowed to do that.
Gonna grab a glass of water.
Ah, I should have raged. Yeah, well.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Poppy's not yet, but
Alright, let's try that again. Did power attack actually turn on? Yes, it did. Sweet. And another one bites the dust.
God, what the fuck did this guy just turn into?
That's a good question.
Huh? Oh, I changed my picture to the crystal ooze. Crystal ooze. Let me drag it so you can see it. Put it in the chat here.
Is that a shape change thing?
Wild shape. Cave Druid wild shape. Crappier at other wild shapes? Good at ooze wild shapes. But I can do the other ones too.
That's something you don't see every day.
Oh wow, when you said crystal, it's really a crystal.
It's called a carnivorous crystal.
That's a very different one than the previous one I saw. Of carnivorous crystals.
I was looking through them, and that's just the picture that I thought was the coolest, so. There isn't, like, I couldn't find which one the official is, so I just use this one.
And Eric, you're up, sir.
I always thought it was more like that. I'm going to stop performing.
That's pretty cool, I guess, too.
And I guess I will move all the way over to there. And take one swing. I hit him for... Now, can I figure out why my damage is getting resisted?
You're piercing.
Undead,
you need punching or slashing.
Yep.
Sorry, what was that?
Using a piercing weapon. They're undead.
Okay, but like, can I tell whatever type this is, what are they vulnerable to?
Oh, bludgeoning or slashing.
Oh, so piercing is literally the only thing that does less to them. Okay.
Yeah.
Figures.
Oh, that's messed up, Steph.
Right there. What? I was just throwing out their options. I mean, if you got tired of that picture, you can always, there's other stuff out there for you.
Become a diamond poop.
Yeah. Well, diamond, crystal, tomato.
Looks like diamonds and crystals are very different.
Diamond is just crystallized carbon.
Alright, so how high up are these two stairs right here at those points?
I would say 10, 15 feet.
It'll take 15 feet to climb up and then another 15 feet to climb back down. With haste, I have 70 movement, so I'm only moving 55 feet. That's fine. I have a climb speed, so
Up and down.
I'll just climb right over. I'm flanking with my good friend Eric here.
Oh, you're already friends.
Yeah, we've been venturing all this time, remember?
We've been here since the beginning.
No, you haven't. If you've been here since the beginning, you would have been able to see the door.
Just right after the beginning.
And I forgot this last turn. I also get an extra attack from haste, correct?
No. Well, you get one extra attack from haste when full attacking.
Oh, it's when full attacking. Okay.
Yes.
It's been so long since we used haste, I forgot. That's it.
And to be clear, it does not include your offhand, only your main hand.
Yep.
So it's still upright?
Yep.
Okay,
I'll
well,
make it up to.
piercing sucks, but I don't. Once again, there's 5 of us. I don't think bombs would be appropriate here, so I'll go ahead and shoot it.
You got new guys. You haven't broke them in yet. Throw the bomb.
No, it's okay. Can I roll any shittier?
Do you have 2 attacks that hit? You're 26 and 27.
Yeah, that's terrible. What the hell? Oh well. Hey, look at that. I killed it. Never,
Yeah,
ever,
dude, I was
ever
excited.
doubt
I didn't
the
even
good-looking
realize that he was
alchemist.
the last guy.
Ever.
Alright, the final guy falls to the floor, very much dead. And okay. So you're
One
not
second.
They got anything interesting on them?
give me just a second and let's see what they might be carrying. Yes. The first one, we have a +1 agile breastplate, a +2 longbow, 20 arrows, a masterwork short sword, a ring of protection +2. Kelsan is carrying a +1 returning throwing axe, +2 chainmail, +2 great axe, and a belt of giant strength +2. Marok has got a +1 long spear, a cloak of resistance +2, a headband of alluring charisma +2, and a spell component pouch. And all total, they've got 1,206 gold pieces, and everything is in the party sheet.
Sick.
It looks like they're all considered unidentified right now or something.
Oh yeah, they're definitely.
I can see them all.
Okay, this is weird. That the fact that I can see everyone's items.
Magical. What the hell? Oh, is there quicker way to identify all these?
That I know of.
Uh,
Also, Marsh, there. I like your using the money to tally up how much total gold.
Oh, is that being shown?
Yeah, it's definitely being shown.
Well, you can see my glorious expenses.
Yeah.
And how a third of my money was spent on a single wand.
How was it only a third?
Is that 30,000 gold?
Shouldn't that be 39,000 gold? Fourth level spell times 750 times level 13 caster minimum.
I was just using the wand cost from the D20 page, so I might need to lower one of my items if it's actually supposed to be 39,000.
It's possible I'm forgetting something here. Let's check.
They just have a nice chart for wand cost based on spell level and class.
Yeah, so the fact that if you look, the Bard and the Paladin Ranger costs are the same, which I'm pretty sure is not supposed to be the case, because they cast more slowly. I think that those charts look like they're wrong. The Paladin Ranger one should not be the same as the Bard. It's level of spell times creators cast a level times 750. So a Bard can cast a level 4 spell at level 10, but a Ranger or Paladin can't cast a level 4 spell to level 13.
okay, everything is identified.
But that's from the actual Paizo PRD. The hell?
Oh, is it Paizo PRD just says it's 30,000?
Yeah.
Great.
So it's not D20's fault. Okay, so level of the spell is 4 in this case, right? The caster's creator level.
It is 39,000.
Oh, you know why?
Why?
Oh, it's because under the default rules, a Paladin and Ranger don't have full caster level.
Oh.
So their caster level, even though they're level 13, they only have a caster level of 10. So
Okay,
that's why it's that way.
So it is 30,000.
It is 30,000 under that rule, but a Blood Ranger would therefore be 39,000 because they have full caster level. Now, why it makes sense that Paladins and Rangers have saved 25% of the cost because they have lower caster level doesn't really make sense to me, but...
Aren't they the only... Wait, no, yeah, Blood Raiders are 4th level casters, too. You're right.
Yeah, but they're...
Weird.
It's infinite.
Okay, I think I've got everything identified in the party sheet.
Does that mean if you take like a feat to give you more caster level up to your maximum Ranger level to give you better caster level, it actually increases the cost of the wand at the same overall level?
Well, if you were to make a wand, yeah. But if you were to get some other scrub, yeah.
I guess. That seems weird that you would take a feat and now your wands cost more to create. That's weird.
You really got to want a wand.
Okay. Is there anything actually... Almost. Does anyone need any of this stuff? I don't know. I mean, I guess I do know what you guys have, but...
The only thing that would have any sort of benefit for me would be the headband of charisma, and that would be very minor. So if anyone else needs it, it's better on them.
Everyone else has one, according to this chart. Yeah, 4 people have one.
Sure, I'll take the headband.
Mr. Rampage over here with this +6. Big.
So
big
Is that a new thing where it
+6.
shows the party inventory, or because I don't remember seeing that before?
You know,
It's an
It's
option.
I think it's a setting that he turned on.
well, I show inventory to clients. And
There we go. Gone. Yep. I was so confused. I've only seen that as GM before. I'm like, huh, okay.
And there was didn't there used to be an option to turn on and off identify items?
Used to not be identify items. That's a new feature, like as of a week or two ago.
Yeah. I don't see anywhere on here that says anything about it. They might not have a choice for it yet.
Because that's a pain in the ass having to open up everything in the parcel to identify.
I think before you shove the parcel in there, I think at the top of the parcel there's a like identify, unidentify items. Like you could, before you dropped it in the party inventory, you identify them all together. Bring up the parcel, see if there's like a little ID button. You know, ID with the cross through it or not.
No, not at all.
Well, I guess you would have to do them individually then. Just
I'll
to
send
drive-
someone a nasty email.
Just to drive you crazy.
Okay, so you've got the rest of the room is relatively empty. No more threats. You're not seeing any like piles of treasures or books or anything.
Oh, it's not just a pile of gems?
Nope.
Oh, damn.
You do have the 3 stairwells though, or 3 staircases.
Real quick before we move on. When they were fighting us, were they talking? Or were they just real angry?
Real angry.
Okay. Good enough. Okay. I crystal my way up the, I'll see what's going on. I'll do this one. I want to.
Bloodhound still.
Do I sell Bloodhound? I can't. I do. It lasts for hours.
I don't know how long it lasts. I was gonna see if you could maybe smell the direction.
I can. You know, I got 2 more shapes. Fuck. I can't use it while on crystal. I'm pretty sure crystals can't smell.
Yeah, I would say probably not.
So I'll turn back to normal to smell, I guess, before we move on. I'll give a good sniff.
You can't even smell. What good are you?
Yeah.
You can smell the scent from before on that staircase there.
I will point to that staircase and say, why don't we check out the other ones real quick before we move on?
I agree.
Okay.
I want to check out this one. I'll walk up the stairs. My human legs.
Want me to stealthily look ahead?
Nah, it's fine.
Okay, you get up there, and I'm gonna unlock tokens. It is an empty circular room, and you don't see any hint of what this room may have been used for.
Oh.
I am going to walk up there and look at it myself. What do I
Oh,
say?
wow, don't trust me, huh?
I'll pat you on the back, Rita, and say, you haven't had your mind shattered, wiped, and just tainted by Zayman Door's minions. It gives us a certain perspective on things.
I'm sure. Well, give it a go then.
Or that, and I'll say, but because you didn't see the door earlier.
Maybe the door just wasn't real.
Do I notice anything different than what Rita notices?
No, you do not.
Okay.
Oh, shit on me then.
I'll tag along with Rita It's like, oh, is that a door? Nope, no, it's not.
Alright, this stairs then.
Eric, are you flirting?
No, definitely not.
It's also Rida. Come on.
I'm sorry. um, as you, Rock, as you enter the this room, once again, it is a empty circular room. However, you can tell that part of the stairwell does go through the upper half of it. You can't get to the stairwell, but you have
Well,
a
this
pretty
has been a
good
big disappointment. Last staircase then, I guess.
Yeah, I'll use my amazing scent ability to scent my way up the stairs.
Want me to stealth ahead? Check out what's up there.
Sure, you really want to stealth? Show us your stealth.
Bit of stealth, okay?
I'll hang out here.
Okay, how close are you getting?
Well, until I notice something, I'm gonna keep going forward, I suppose.
Yeah, you're not hearing any sound or anything, and you see another round empty room, but this one seems to be a whole lot taller than the other two rooms.
Can I try peeking my head around the corner and looking up?
Yeah, as you look up, you can tell that the ceiling is roughly about 120 feet up. And near the top, you can see an entrance that probably leads to, you know, an upper level.
Oh, is it like a doorway? Or like a
Yeah.
hole?
You can see a door frame on the side of the wall about 110 feet up.
Go back down and relay that information to everyone. If we have like a rope, I can just climb up there and tie it to make your guys' climb easier.
We did check both other rooms already, and this is the third room, and this is the one that looks like there might be something up higher.
Yes, and that's the one where the scent trail is taking you.
Okay.
Up, I say.
So, what are we doing?
We are... Oh, I guess, how hard is it to climb these walls? Does it look like for everyone?
Ruck, as you step into the room, you notice this very weird feeling, and you feel yourself being lifted up off the floor. I need you to make a reflex save. And you start to quickly ascend toward the top of the chamber, but the minute your feet come off the ground, you just reach down with your lightning quick reflexes and grab a hold of something that's preventing you from falling up to the ceiling.
So, like, gravity's reversed here?
Exactly like a reverse gravity spell.
Okay, I will re-climb back out of there then. Do we have like rope or something someone could tie up in here?
Wow, you don't have rope?
No, I just...
He's just a monkey. Why would he have rope?
Why would I need rope?
He only has tires.
Why don't I cast fly? Or does someone else want me to cast fly on them?
How tall is the total where we're trying to get to?
The ceiling is 120 feet up. The bottom of the door frame is 110.
So I can dimension Doris up there. If no one has a rope.
Or, you know, you could just step in and fly up to the top without flying. It is reverse gravity.
Yeah, it seems the landing might hurt a bit. Like 12d6 probably, if it's 120 feet.
That is correct. Just throwing it out there. I mean, you can take 12d6.
I mean, I should be fine climbing down the gravity well.
I mean, if I want to climb up there, so we're gonna cast fly. Is that what we're doing?
Well, I can cast fly on up to 2 people.
Yeah, but then you're burning 2 level 3 slots for it.
Right. So...
I think the rope idea is the best idea.
But, I mean, I literally can't carry a rope. It's too heavy.
Rope's too heavy.
Yes. I'm very physically frail.
Okay, hold on. I have an idea.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if...
Out of game, anything that would slow you down, like a fly speed, a rope, a climb speed will even work, or feather fall will prevent you from taking damage.
Okay, who is not able to get through it currently?
I mean, I can get up, I can transport literally every other person up to the top with a single dimension door spell, but that is burning a 4th level spell slot for it. Otherwise, I can't get up. Short of just taking the damage.
Okay, well...
Surprises me that not a single person here has a rope.
Yeah, because I have climbs. I can have it. So, I have a idea, is that I become a large ooze, and then I kind of ferry everyone up there. And then we're only burning one of my wild shapes, and means I have one left as long as I don't leave it.
How many people can I carry with me when I fly?
You know, hold on.
So I can just fly.
I can just use one of my dimension doors. It's fine. I have 5 a day. And we're not wasting any spell slots either. I don't think I'm going to use 5 dimension doors today.
How many people can you bring with dimension door?
I think it's 1 every 3 caster levels.
In your caster levels, since it's a spell-like ability, it's your...
Is this the astral plane thing?
Yeah.
Sure, have the monkey teleport us up then, so I can conserve mine for freedoms of movement or other stuff if they become important.
That just sounds weird. People like, how was your day? Well, the monkey teleported us, and then, you know.
Yeah, it's just awful. He took us, he's tricking us. He's actually going to take us back to the monkey dimension. I don't want to go there.
That's before the other dude turned into a rock. Crystal poop. It was
and
just
And we
a
fought
weird
worm
day.
people.
We're letting the monkey teleport you all?
Yeah,
That's what it seems to be.
that's what we're doing.
It's hard to say that with a straight face. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Alright, everyone hold hands.
I don't really want to hold the monkey's hand.
It's fine, you can hold someone else's. I won't take offense.
Probably really hairy. I'll hold the gnome's hand.
Hey, if you get the gnome drunk, she's a really good time.
Do you want to die?
Okay, you all teleport to just, you know, inside the doorway there, and
This must be disorienting though, because we immediately flip over upside down.
no. Once you're outside, what that truly is, it's like an elevator shaft.
Oh.
Okay, so is this circle the ceiling of the previous circle, or is it inside the doorway from that circle that we saw?
Let's say you're inside the doorway just for ease.
That would make more sense.
And looking into the open room, you see a few bedrolls. You see some spilled grain. You can see the ashen stain of a fire that occupies the center of this nearly triangular room. To the east, you can see a hole in the wall that opens to the outdoors.
Can we see outside?
Yeah, if you, I mean, you can see that it's open and that you are towering above, you're well above ground level.
And we didn't notice this giant opening before from the outside.
No.
Can we tell how recently people have been here?
You can tell that the campfire is at least a week old.
Do we notice anything else about the campfire or the crates or anything?
Not from where you're standing.
Alright, I'm gonna detect magic over the campsite. Am I detecting any magic in that cone?
No, you are not.
Let's go investigate further then.
And can I get everyone to make a perception check? Okay, everyone except Eric. Oh my god, what an awesome perception bonus there, Rock.
Thank you.
You can sense this feeling of a growing unholy energy coming from this room. And I'm actually going to move you back. See if you want to continue moving forward after that revelation.
Yeah, I will, but I'll slowly inch forward.
Okay. As you're inching forward, you can see there's a dozen of Blouse's hirelings, and you can see them. You know, they're sitting around the campfire, and you know, just normal camp life. And you see one of them falls over, and he starts convulsing, and you see these tentacles emerge from his eyes, and the other ones are, you know, they immediately reach for their weapon, and they begin attacking their falling comrade, and then they heave his corpse into the fire. And
Do I recognize any of these hirelings? Like the 3 people we saw downstairs, for example. Do they seem to be here?
yes, you do, 3 of them you do recognize as the ones you met downstairs.
Well, that's starting to make sense.
Is it?
Wait, what?
Some undead god thing infected one person, they heaved the corpse, and they all got infected by the disease.
Well, they shouldn't have. This is why you don't eat corpses.
I don't think that's what happened. I think they're trying to prevent the spread of it.
They put it in the air, and then they breathed it in and got infected by it.
I think the infection is probably already in
the
air.
Is this Prometheus? Are we playing Prometheus? Did not end well for those guys. Spoiler.
Did we all see that, or was that just me?
Everyone starts to see it as you enter the room. And, I mean, this goes on for, you know, a good minute and a half, you know. You see him attacking and then burning the corpse, and...
Oh, are we gonna die?
Someday.
I'd rather not.
So illusion keep going on at this point, or is we back like we don't see it anymore?
Yeah, once the corpse burns and so forth, the illusion disappears.
Do I notice anything in that southern room from here?
Give me just a second. You can... It appears to be relatively empty from your vantage point, but you can smell crap coming from that room.
I can't even. I don't have scent, and I can even smell it.
Yeah, all of you are able to smell it.
But I pick up first and say, guys, I smell shit. And then I point towards the shit room.
I wonder what they use that room for.
I don't know. I go in there and check.
I'll let you do that.
Okay, who's going where? Who's doing what?
Check in the poop room.
Okay.
I'm avoiding the poop room.
The poop room.
I guess we need to go to the east here and see what's in that direction. With my knowledge of Like, because sorry, did you say only Ruck could see the illusion, or everyone saw it?
Everyone, Ruck triggered it, but everyone was able to see it.
Now, with my knowledge, does this remind me of anything, like, say, a haunt?
Yes, it does.
Alright, so is there a knowledge roll I could make to try to figure out more about what we saw and what's involved?
Yeah, truly, you're getting the feeling that, you know, it's just like a time loop event, similar to what you were seeing out on the streets.
Okay. Well, let's get through here then, I guess. Or was there anything that looks useful or valuable that we're seeing offhand here?
Not, there's some supplies in the crate. There's nothing, outstanding. I mean, you know, you can stock up on some food and so forth.
Do they have rope?
You know, I'll give you a rope.
Okay, so somebody with more strength who doesn't have a medium load of 23 pounds should carry the rope.
I will take the rope.
And, Ryder, the closer you get, the more sewage and filth that you can smell. But um, but the floor is clean. And, you know, you're looking around, and this room is got the same reverse gravity effect that the other room did.
Get out, get out, get out,
So,
run, go the other way.
All the crap and all the refuse is on the ceiling.
Oh.
Now, you do notice that it's not laying in the crap, but laying on top of some of the refuse. You see a journal.
Ooh. I say, Monkey Man, give me that journal, and I point up to the poop ceiling.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I got you. I'm ceiling to the poop. Grab the journal.
Is there a lot of poop? How long were they here? Like, can I make an estimate based on how much poop there is for how long they were here?
You know, you're figuring a week.
I'd like.
Maybe.
Hold on, I'm the one who's good at survival. Let me do this.
I actually had a survival too, but you're probably put this shit on my survival. Yeah.
Yeah, no more than 2 weeks, currently.
Now,
you know, there's probably some old dried poop up there from ancient times, but...
Oh, they've been real efficient to use already the poop closet.
I mean, you find a closet with poop in it, what are you going to use it for? You're not going to clean it out.
You're going to clean it out and live in it.
Absolutely.
Does that sound right? 2 weeks? They've been here for 2 weeks? I don't know if that's how far ahead of them... How far ahead of you guys they were.
Yeah, they've been the speed of plot ahead, or behind.
I hate when you're the speed of plot behind.
Yeah.
And maybe what would happen if we were playing, if I was like playing a wizard and I scryed on Laos and then I tried to teleport to his area. or at least to like where he is
And then
heading.
you stab him, and then
Problem
game
solved.
over.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you know, you're on the Dreamlands passage along the river, but he's already with, you know, Mun. And then it's like, oh, but you get to Casimir, but he's already at the next place, right? It's like, okay. So this time we scry him on the Selin passage. He's stealing the Necronomicon, so we intercept him there.
You steal the Necronomicon, and bam! What's he gonna do about it? You summon the old god, and then he has to stop you.
No, you eat the old god, and then you become the power.
Yeah, he really turned this campaign on its head.
Yeah.
So let's. Obviously, we need to get back to talking about poop because that's a much better subject.
Yes. I'll hand the poop journal to someone who's better at reading than I am.
Probably our very educated reading bard.
I'm not really looking to touch that journal right now.
I'll hold it open for you.
I scrape all the poop off it that I can and hand it to you.
Like I said, it wasn't covered in poop.
It was just sitting on top.
Right.
So there's definitely some on it.
And
alright, do I recognize whatever language is written there? And I have a lot.
Yes, you do. And you can see that it's the journal of one of the mercenaries that Laos hired. And, you know, it talks about Laos. Yeah, let's say there's probably a month or more shit in there.
God, they've been here for a long time.
Yeah, it talks about Laos leaving again to document the ruins.
Wait, so Laos has beaten us here by more than a month? Like, because I thought when we went to when we went to clear out the Mysterium, it sounded like we were a day or two behind him or something at that point. Like it had just happened.
Maybe, here's my question. That's why I asked this question.
Yeah, we were.
Is time weird here?
Not right here. It has been weird in this campaign.
I mean, when we were in, I can look up the exact city name if you really want. When we were in the slave city, like, how long ago did Laos leave compared to us? Because presumably we would have found that out from Biting Lash, right? Like the time passage, how long ago it was.
Yeah, the AP didn't say exactly, so yeah, we'll rehash and say, yeah, you've been 30 days behind Laos.
The entire time? Like, that's a very different perspective on things than what I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was quicker than that, too.
See, I told you we shouldn't have wasted time teleporting back to fucking beat the shit out of what's-her-name.
Yeah, that 2 hours really made a big difference, obviously. We would have been right behind him.
I mean, you're not very good with time. Maybe the teleporting actually sent you into the future.
Wouldn't that mean we'd have closed the distance? So we'd be further behind if I hadn't teleported? Is that what you're saying?
No. So teleporting takes you as long it would have taken you to walk there, except to you it seems instant. So what really happened was, you know, it was all the time it took you to actually walk there.
But here's how I can tell that's not true, because we didn't see the Knoll we sent back with the message to Biting Lash. She wasn't ready for us. Her messenger hadn't arrived from that had actually walked back.
She's lying to you.
The messenger could have died. He was half dead already when we sent him back. Bleeding out and with no supplies.
Yeah, I think he was down to, what, 1-2 hit points max?
I wouldn't be surprised. Something probably ate him on the way
It was
back.
a cold night, to be fair, so...
So anyway, the journal talks about Laos leaving to document the ruins, and he's kind of amazed that Laos can explore the city without running afoul of the monsters. They've suffered 3 different attacks since Laos has been gone. then it jumps forward a few days and it talks about one of the guys screaming, and he's got these they found him bound in these bruise colored fibers, and he kept screaming about the seeds within us all. And he eventually passed out and refused food and water and looked like deprivation and sunstroke. Um, the next day, while one of them was checking on him, he grabbed her by the throat and began strangling her. They pulled him apart, and part of his hands were still attached to her neck. They weren't fingers, just this bruise-colored fungus. And the guy couldn't stop laughing, even though he didn't have hands anymore. And when they confronted him, he threw himself from the tower and broke his body on the streets below. And, needless to say, they weren't in any hurry to recover the body, but less than an hour later, it was gone. And
Don't you hate that when that happens?
And then on the 30th day, they're talking about this whistling, and it's different somehow. And maybe that's just how death seems like a welcome end when the suffering grows too terrible. They lost another 3 of their party. Um, they burned his body, but the smoke just made the others sick. Everyone has a haunted look, and at least 2 have told me I've got the same expression. That's madness. Clearly, they're the ones going mad. I can almost see their sickness as it stirs inside of them. So thirsty, just waiting to hatch.
So let's try to get this done fast.
It'll be fine, I'm sure. Well, none of us will go nuts. I'm a very balanced individual.
3 of us have already lost our minds. You haven't. That doesn't reassure me.
Yeah, so we're better at keeping our minds.
Yes.
Alright, time to check out this right path, I guess.
Well, technically, Eric, your minds were sacrificed. You didn't lose your mind.
Right. It's like
Gosh, when you
saying
put
you
it like
didn't
that.
lose your life, you were just sacrificed. Your heart was sacrificed. So, based upon the journals and what it's describing, is there any kind of like old god knowledge that I can roll to try to figure out what's going on besides that there's something that's making them sick and turn into this fungal undead stuff?
Everything that you're seeing and comprehending, you can tie to Zamian Door.
Okay, am I able to figure out any more of the things? Like I have a +4 bonus versus anything to do with like the old gods from, forget what it was, one of the books we found earlier that I spent some time reading. I think we wound up selling it once I had finished reading it. They didn't need it at that point.
You seem to remember something known as seed-borne consumption. And, let's see.
Sounds good.
It causes very few physical symptoms, but it afflicts the victim with an ever-deepening dread and spiritual malaise. And shortly before dying, the victim typically sneaks away to find a secluded spot where it starts to convulse violently, and these veinish, purplish roots burst from its body and reanimate the corpse into a seated creature like you saw down below.
Ah. We're not gonna get sick, are we?
Well, currently, no one is showing any symptoms, although you would have to truly do a heal check to uncover any hint of the illness.
Is anyone particularly skilled at heal checks?
Not. I mean, I got wisdom, but it's not exactly my thing.
I got a +5. I don't know how far that's going to get us.
My guess is we're talking something in the DC 25 to 35 range.
Well, theoretically, I can do a 25. I can give it a shot.
Sure, and I'll try to aid another. Can I aid another on this?
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay,
I just spat out random jargon and I'm not able to actually really help Rita.
Oh, animal handling, wrong one. So that's actually a +6 on top of it. Actually, no, just make sure.
You're able to train Poppy.
It's a +8. Yes, I train Poppy. Sorry, heal check. +8. I knew it was like that, right?
Yeah, everyone appears to be healthy to you.
Okay, I put on my thumbs. Everyone looks good, guys. I don't know what we're so concerned about.
Becoming undead spawn of an evil god?
That's a good question. I actually, is there like, here's since obviously I never consulted with people. I'm assuming you have nature knowledge, right there, Eric?
I have every knowledge.
I don't really know if I want to buy rank. Could I move some ranks around for the future then? So I don't really need knowledge checks. I'd rather have something else wisdom based.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
Okay, I'll do that. But I think that makes sense to have some, since then I have all the wisdoms.
Generally, I think I can take 10 and get at least 40 on all the main knowledge.
Yeah, I can't.
Right now.
It's basically wasted on me when you can just, you flat out can beat me regardless of what I do. Then I have a decent. There we go. Perfect. So for future heal checks, I'll do a job. But for now, you guys looking great.
Okay. So you have the door leading outside now.
Let's get out of here.
Let's skedaddle. I skedaddle. Is that where the smell? Is that where the smell's coming from? He went that way. That away. Not sure how big I should be breathing in here, but I do it anyways.
Yeah, you're right now with all the crap floating around, you're not sensing that much of the smell. As you're walking over, naturally you are well above the ground level, and there is it's a walkway that wraps around the tower like a balcony without any railing. And you can
This
recall
can't be up to.
from being on the ground level before you entered this tower, you don't remember seeing the balcony. You don't remember seeing any windows or any openings in it. So, you know, it's a little surprising that you get up there and there's a walkway. And um, like everything else in the city, the tower's architecture seems to defy common sense, including the perspective of the city. Standing there looking east, you can clearly see the city's eastern corner. But as you circle around the building, you know, as you're moving north, you start to see the western skyline. And when you get on the west side of the building, you see the east side of the building.
So he went east, west, east again?
Hang on. So if we go to the east side of the building, how do we see the west side of the building? I'm confused by exactly what you're saying here.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, you're seeing the skyline from standing on the east. Okay, looking
So
east.
you're saying if we think we're looking east, we see what we thought would be to the west.
Where you're standing right now, looking east, you see east. But as you go around the walkway, when you're on the northern side of the building, expecting to see the northern view of the city, you're actually seeing the western view.
Now, just to be clear, the reverse gravity ended once we got to the top of the shaft, right?
Correct.
We're not walking on the ceiling right now.
Right.
Okay, guys, I can explain. This is really simple. You remember how we could never catch up to Louds because we were moving at the speed of plot?
Yes.
Now we're seeing with the eyes of plot, so we'll see whatever they want us to see at any point where they want us to see it. And you can't do anything about it.
Oh.
Stuff will appear when it's supposed to appear and won't be available if you want it to be there otherwise or investigate, so.
Well, it's a very weird building.
So, onward! Woohoo!
Absolutely, and none of these scenes are making any sense to you. They're just totally illogical, and
Your headset's bugging out or something.
can you hear me now?
So it's not just me.
Nope, it's in.
How about now? Hello?
Hello, it's still
Hello.
messing up though. It's like going in and out.
Any better?
Way better, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, none of this is making any sense. You know, logic dictates that if you're looking north, you should see north, not west or east or, you know. And if you think too long about it, you start to feel a sense of vertigo.
Well, just don't think about it then.
Don't think.
Yeah, just
I
move
stopped thinking.
on. That's easy for you, right?
And as you continue walking along the building, the catwalk does begin to corkscrew upwards for at least another 150 feet above the ground that you can tell.
Okay.
Sorry,
I go ahead and
that's 150 feet above where you're at now.
Oh, you're gonna
okay.
dance. Start
keep
dancing.
going. Yeah, I do a little dance up there.
Oh, okay.
I'll start climbing it, I guess.
I'll sing a song for you.
And let's see.
I'll raise you a joke.
Wow, look at this guy. Thinks he's so cool with his plus 31. It's a very funny joke.
So we climb up the winding corkscrew staircase.
And yeah, that would be it. Took me a minute to find the right map. You all climb, and like I said, you're now 250 feet above ground level. And as you reach the top of this okay, the outside wraps around and it comes back into a chamber. And growing around the chamber, you see these ropey strands of the sickly fungus stretching across the rough-hewn chamber walls. And vine-like growths hang down from the ceiling, and some ascend through a 10-foot wide aperture more than 40 feet above.
So that lemon-looking thing, that's actually a thing on the ceiling 40 feet up?
Yes, sir, it is.
Alright.
So the hole?
Yeah, there is a hole up there, and some of the vine-like things are, you know, growing up through it now.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't stand under the hole. You might fall up into it.
I put my hand out and see if I can feel a gravity change with where my hand is.
Smart move, and no, you're not feeling a gravity change.
Okay.
I mean, so far the gravity change has just been leading us where we want to go anyway, apparently, so...
Yeah, can I look at the fungus?
Let me guess, it's related to Zamian Door and is bad.
I mean, I'll inspect it. That's actually, that'd be your thing. That sounds like a knowledge nature.
Oh, is it knowledge nature, or is it like knowledge planes?
Yeah, you,
It's one of the ones you have.
Look, I have +1 bonus on religion, planes, arcana, and dungeoneering. Okay, so if that +1 matters...
you know what? Let's start with, nature.
Okay, I get a 40. What do I know with the 40?
Okay, with the 40, you can tell, that there are these twisted trunks of vines, and they've got these big blossoms on it. And how big are these damn things? Okay, we're talking, you're seeing these huge twisted trunks with these huge blossoms, and the blossoms have a
How big are those again?
Oh,
there
God!
you go.
Okay.
And yeah, you can see a couple of these moonflowers, and you know, Eric, that a moonflower is capable of releasing a pulse of bright light that can blind a person for several rounds. You know that a swallowed creature can be immediately wrapped in a tight digestive cocoon.
Don't eat that one then.
And once they are cocooned, they're expelled into an adjacent square where it takes damage every round.
Lovely.
And you also know that if a moonflower, if its poison kills you, and digest you, that you get transformed into an adult moonflower in 1 to 4 hours.
I feel like that's less of a transformation and more of a new one just immediately grows on what's left of your corpse.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
And
so for this, you said that there's so they can do the light pulse. They can, if you killed by their poison. What was the other part?
they do a light pulse. You can get killed by, if you get cocooned and killed by their poison.
Okay, and the cocoon, what is that roughly analogous to? Would I know? Like, is this like they hit you and you're cocooned? Do they have to like grapple you? Do they have to effectively swallow you? Is it something else?
They swallow, cocoon, and expel you.
So freedom of movement would protect somebody from getting this.
I don't know if you've been swallowed.
Well, freedom of movement, it makes you immune to grapple checks, and swallow whole is a grapple check, right?
Yeah.
And to get grappled in the first
So
place.
if they're not, yeah. But I'm assuming it can't help you if you're already grappled?
Any further grapple checks automatically fail.
Oh, so you can escape. Basically, you can escape the cocoon.
Yeah, it doesn't automatically get you out, but yeah, you can try to escape the grapple with the swallow whole rules.
New plan. I become something, and I swallow them whole. Let's see how they like.
Just to be safe, I'm gonna put freedom of movement on Ruck and suggest the monkey leads the way in.
I have a stupid question. What happens if something swallows you whole and then you cast freedom of movement on yourself, assuming you're able to do that?
Then it says, quote unquote,
I'm AFK for a second.
Okay.
So it can just try to escape the grapple. If you manage to escape the grapple, you just get put back in the attacker's mouth, where you can be bitten or swallowed again. So you have to make 2 escapes out of the grapple to fully get out of the creature.
How does the rules handle becoming really big inside someone via polymorph?
I think there's like a strength check or something to burst what you're in.
No, I feel like that automatically fails.
Yeah,
Polymorphing?
have the space to
Just changing. I feel like changing size inside of a limited space. You can only grow as big. You can either only grow as big as the space allows, or it just automatically fails.
When. They don't want you to climb inside someone's mouth and turn into a giant whale.
Well,
Yeah,
what about something like Wild Shape, where it's not a spell?
Well, spell like? Or is it?
Well,
No, sorry, it's not a spell like. It's a the other one. Supernatural.
That's all it says right there for enlarged person, for example.
Yeah, I think Wild Shape would still qualify as only being able to get as big as the space allows.
I'm not seeing something under the transmutation properties. I'm looking right now.
Let's see.
Well, I mean, it makes sense for that to qualify, not because of abusing it against an enemy with Swallow Whole, but because if for some reason you're stupid enough to try and do it in an enclosed space that you wouldn't be able to break out of, you're effectively going to kill yourself.
Well, enlarged person basically says if you can't manage to break out, then you don't grow bigger and you're constrained without harm.
Which is basically what I said earlier about.
So there's only 2 mentions of it, and they're both. One is dumb. One's like you can't. Or one is like you'll just be small because that's how Tarrasques work, and like that's a magical property. And the other one says you both take force damage. Yeah, that was.
I'm back.
So I'm reading some of these forums, and because this one DM is complaining that his druid would change into an ant, crawl into the giant's ear, and then and go big, and then
Why doesn't Ant-Man do that to people?
they had this
Why
argument.
doesn't Ant-Man do that to people? I mean, he doesn't murder.
Oh.
He's not really a murderer.
So, but people are saying yeah, technically there isn't a restriction, but you could make it that the druid would take just as much in constriction or crushing damage.
So here's what I would do. It depends on where they are. If he goes to a skull's pretty hard. Well, I guess the weakest part, if you're outwards expanding, a skull actually is not that strong. Its shape would not be able to handle something expanding inside of it very well. But you get inside their neck, man, you could easily turn to something big and take very little damage.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on how soft and squishy.
Yeah, you could blow off some arms and stuff. That would be
the other giant would be like, "Hey Bob, there's something wrong with your ass. What's going on there? Is that a hemorrhoid or what the? Oh my god! And then you start throwing up. Oh my god, that's disgusting. You've got a rhino sticking out of your ass.
Okay, Eric, would you like to make a knowledge planes?
Should be a 41. 41.
41. You notice that some of this fungus, it's a thick ribbon, and it somewhat resembles a caterpillar. And you can see that the folds of it pulse with this eerie golden incandescence. And you know that they are a little bit of fun. And you do know that um, when a creature casts a spell within 30 feet of it, it gains 1 PE. If the spell was a psychic one,
TE or PE?
P, as in
What
physical.
What does that mean? Psychic energy or something?
Yeah, because if the spell was a psychic spell, instead of gaining 1 point, it gains points equal to the level of the spell. Um, you know that it has a mind drain aura. Pass a saving throw or take intelligence damage. And that if you have taken an amount of intelligence damage if you take more damage than your intelligence score, these creatures automatically dominate you. And it does suppress the usual coma that would result from such damage.
What are they? Like, what's their type?
They are typed as a small plant.
Huh.
But they are where is it? It's a fungal creature believed by many sages to be of extraterrestrial origin. It's drawn to areas of innate magical power or populated by spellcasters, feasting off the magic in the area while slowly wearing down the inhabitants' mental facilities with mind-numbing thoughts and images. Um, Users of psychic magic are favorite targets, and their mental energy especially empowers the fungi.
So you're basically saying we want to kill that thing first.
Well, you haven't really provoked it yet.
Okay, well, for now, let's enter the room, and we'll suggest Ruck keeps between it and other stuff, and we'll just head for the. Do I see the door on the eastern side?
Everyone sees the door on the eastern side.
Fantastic. So let's just head over towards that, and we'll see how these things react.
Do we have a specific location where these things are in the room?
Yeah, give me just 1 second. I'm finding that out myself.
Holy crap, those are big bastards.
Yes, they are.
It's a big.
Maybe this time I'll get to actually throw something at them.
Shh, we're just walking past.
Just keep eyes straight. Don't look at them.
Okay, you all do manage to make it to the door without, they're plants. You really don't know if they've noticed you or not, but they haven't reacted to you.
Okay, so I'll open the door and let's get into the next room just so we're leaving this shit behind.
Okay, you make it to the door, and guys, this is a excellent stopping point for tonight.
Perfect.
Alrighty.
Alright.
And let's see, shit, yeah, I got that filming next weekend. Yeah, there is no game next weekend.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm going to be working late next Saturday anyway.
Yep, I get to spend all day out in the heat. Can't wait.
Lucky guy.
Well, it's our, we do a couple of charity things, and it's one that we've done for the past 3-4 years, and business-wise, it's paid off, so I'll go stand in the heat for 8-9 hours.
Perfect.
Big old dragon boat race. They load 16 people plus a shouter and one that actually steers the boat, and then they have big old boat races. There's like 20 or 25 teams last year that participated. So, pretty cool.
Does sound cool. I saw those in Thailand.
Yeah, they
Okay.
really get into them. So, gentlemen, the next game will be on the 25th.
Alright.
Perfect. See you on the 25th, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, and we'll see y'all then.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.